Hey, yo, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Concrete Reality TV, where we strive to know more and do more with what we know. We got a special guest this evening. He's a jack of all trades. He's an author, businessman, entrepreneur. He knows people that knows people that knows people. I know who he is, but I still don't know what the hell he does.
Concrete Reality.
Ski Maguire, what's up, man?
Man,
Welcome on.
You sound like all my friends and family members. Yo, Ski, what you do? You know what I tell them? Nothing.
Nothing.
They just enjoy the ride. You know what I'm saying? Just how you around this and this. I don't even know. I just move with God like that, man. What's up, man?
Man, welcome to Concrete Reality TV. Let me introduce my brother, my co-host. Yo, what up, Gillum? What up, though?
What's up? Yo, that's my big bro up there. Big Ski Maguire in the building, who knows everybody you want to know.
Gillum, what's good? I'm happy to be on Concrete TV. I'm excited, man. This the real deal. This show gonna be hard today. I'm blessed, man. I don't know what's gonna come out my mouth, but you ain't gotta edit it.
Hey, we don't care. We don't care.
That's why we call it Concrete Reality TV. You pretty much can say anything you want.
Yeah.
They might hate you for it, but hey, we would hate it first.
Yeah. They hate us all the time, so we don't care.
That's what's up, man. I like it, man. I appreciate you guys having me on today, man. I'm blessed. You know, I do a lot. You know, I'm independent. I've been doing this for 16 years. I just been doing my own thing. I have my own relationships all over the world, man. I'm blessed. God put me in buildings and rooms that people can't even imagine. I got a lot of powerful friends. It's like from the streets to Wall Street. I got it all. You'll be surprised who I could touch. It's crazy. But, you know, like at the end of the day, all of this don't mean nothing without God in my life and how I walk with him. That's where my power comes from. You know what I'm saying? So, and I don't play with it. I just know what it is. I'm just connected. And when I walk in the room, I walk in with him. So that's why they feel the confidence, but the power they feel is like, when you go in a room with power, then you go in there and everybody gets uncomfortable. And when you make it a billionaire be uncomfortable or artist be uncomfortable, and I don't do it to intimidate. They just don't understand who I walk with. And I'm trying to put it out there today. Because everybody thinks, I see their chest get up bigger, or they feel like, I don't laugh at jokes. I'm the type of person, if it ain't funny, I don't laugh. I don't care who's in the room. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Ski, you sure it's not your past reputations that they scared of too? I'm just asking questions.
What questions? Well, let's get to the questions. You asked the questions.
The reputation speaks for itself.
Yeah, well, all right. So, let's keep it 100. You know what? Let's really keep it 100. You hear me? So, my past, you can't erase that. You understand what I'm saying? But I ain't the man I was then who I am now, right now. You understand? So, but it doesn't mean my scars and the things I battle and the post-traumatic stress disorder, the anxiety, the mental illness, the anger, the rage, all these things I battle every day in my head. And I know, and I don't drink. Everybody know me. I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't do none of that. My outlet, my drug is God. You feel me? So, yes, every day I wake up, I'm thankful. Every day I wake up, I'm able to look at the present instead of the past. In my past, it was only survival. So I grew up in the hood, poor, and I was that person that just grew to learn and went through more things than anybody can imagine. As a kid, I shouldn't even be here. I should be crazy in a nut house. And I know what keeps me, But you're right, my history was never against good people. You understand? My mental illness and my attack was personal against evil. So I thought I was the person, if I went at the worst person in the world, nobody would care. Because I know the damage that people can do being an abuser, a woman abuser, a child molester, or somebody that robs old ladies or innocent people, or just like bullies. We call them bullies. I just didn't like them. And the funny part is my whole family and friends were all like that. Not that I didn't judge them, but I understood that I wasn't going to be the rabbit. You understand what I'm saying? So there's different animals in the hood. There's a bear. This is my philosophy. There's a lion. There's wolves. There's hyenas. And then there's rabbits. You got to choose the animal you're going to be. And you know what I'm saying? I consider myself the bear because I was a loner, but I knew thousands of people. I know gangsters and killers and Italians and mobs and Russians. I know everybody, man. But I still like to be by myself. You know what I'm saying? So I knew as a kid that I couldn't drink, I couldn't smoke because it destroyed my family, my friends, the diseases and the AIDS, and I buried too much. I've been through a lot in my life, and I'm wounded. I'm battered down, but God keeps me, man. He keeps me. I want to kind of not go too much. I want the question to come in, but he's right. Yeah, I used to go at people, the bad. I used to extort, the bad. I used to rob the gangsters who thought they were tough. I don't know. And I used to just do it because of their arrogance. It was the way people carried. It was weird with me. I was off. Like when you showed off in front of me, or because I like to share, give. Like I always been like that. And I don't know, man. It used to just people that showed off and threw money in your face or did something. I would just, wow, look at this dude, And I would just go off and wait. And, they would go in the bathroom, and I'd be with a crew dressed up, and I would just go in there and knock them out. And I'll be like, and just rob them.
You seem like a slash Punisher / Robin Hood. That's what I'm getting?
Nut, suicidal. I think I was all that. Man, I've been through some shit, man, and I'm just so grateful. But the triggers I deal with every day is based on the trauma of growing up through my mother, through the abuse, through the, homes, being in the homes, a lot of, we'll go through all that. But I swear to God, man, from all the pain and suffering that I ever been through in my life, people say, man, if I could go back, I'd change it. And I said, the man that I am now, the things I can see, I would do it all over again. And I ain't supposed to been here. People don't say that because you go through hell. Nobody want to go back through hell. They want to say, listen, if I had a better mother, if I had a father, I'd be in school and college. You know what I'm saying? Me, after knowing who I am now and seeing what's out there and the counterfeit people, how they talk and put on masks and their characters, oh, no, I'm good. I'll do it. I'll go back to hell to be this man again.
Big bro, I got a question. Tell the people where you from. Tell me where you grew up at.
Okay. I grew up on the Lower East Side, 128 Allen Street, Lower East Side. I'm half Puerto Rican, half black. My mother was full-grown Puerto Rican, New York. My father was black from North Carolina. They made up. He was a gangster. He used to run with the mob, shit like that. And my mom was wild and had me young and everything. Yeah, Lower East Side, poor. You know what I'm saying? Real poor. But, when you grow up poor, everybody poor. We don't even know when you're poor because everybody poor. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, it was bad. So Lower East Side and my family there. So I got a lot of family in New York, being black and Spanish. But my home was Yonkers. That was my safety net. That's my family, like that was always my comfort zone, So I grew up
in the 80s, Ski?
Huh?
I said, was this in the 80s when you were growing up?
I was born 1970. I was born 80s. Yeah, I grew up Lower East Side. I went two places, Lower East Side, Harlem, or I went to Yonkers. This is the perimeter. Manhattan, Yonkers. Manhattan, Yonkers. That's all I knew. Later on, I moved to Queens as my life started getting, my mom's changed the life. I did Queens for a little bit and everything in Rochdale. And that's when I was trying to be a kid at 13, 14 and trying to have a life, like be normal. But leading up to that, it was hell, It was hell. Yeah.
And you were raised by your mom?
Nah, my mom, I was raised by my whole family. My grandmother raised me. You know, she was Puerto Rican. My aunts all lived there. My mom's was on drugs and in and out. She just would drop me everywhere. So between my grandmother and the Lower East Side raising me, and, you know, and then when I got tired of that, I would go to Yonkers. And my second mom, Shirley Harrison, she raised me too. That was my other family in Mulford Gardens. You know what I'm saying? That was Mulford Gardens, like in Yonkers. When you say Mulford, it was one of the biggest projects in Mulford. So it's like that was my other family. So now I was raised by two different families. You know what I'm saying? But I lived with everybody. I wasn't stable. My mom's was on drugs and heroin, and back then, before she changed years later. But I just been through, but mostly my grandmother in Yonkers was raising me. Yeah, I kind of raised myself, to be honest with you. I didn't really have nobody kind of guiding me. The love was there, but it wasn't. I was everywhere, man. I never had a stable home ever until I reached Queens at 14, 15. Yeah.
Now, you mentioned that you had a strong foundation and faith. Was that based off of your grandmother?
No, none of my family was in church. We never went to church. I never even knew who God was. I never read a Bible. I didn't know nothing. My whole family was just what it was, cursed. Even in Yonkers, I walked by a church. You know, I knew my great grandmother went to one, but it wasn't in the house. So my Puerto Rican side, they didn't have it in there. You know, with my mother, my aunts, all of them lived in there. My grandfather, their father, never preached it. Their mother, my grandmother gambled a lot. My grandfather, who's still alive, 87, he just was a regular working dude, didn't see nothing. But he never preached the word of God. There was no God in that house or in Yonkers. But I knew Jehovah's Witnesses. I see the church, I go around, never knew who God was until I was 20-something years old. That's later on when I found God, when I left New York and New Smyrna, Florida. But I knew what pimps and hoes was. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew on 42nd Street in Times Square, which is Disney World now. I knew when it used to be Playland over there, just pimps and prostitutes. And I used to go watch the $2 movies with Bruce Lee. You know what I'm saying? And the hoes and the pimps used to give me quarters and to go check it out. That's all I knew. I didn't know no religion. I'm telling you, it never no priest, no Bible in it. Both families, never. And they can tell you too, it's never. I didn't know nothing about God.
What about education? You didn't do consistently doing the school thing, or were you in and out?
School because I was, I hated school because I didn't. When it was, when you go into school, it was cool. I was, but it was always a problem because when I try to go to school, you go home, my mother's fighting with men, and it's violence in the house, and I wasn't stable. A kid that just with violence and yelling and screaming, people trying to stab each other, and it's out of alcohol and drugs. You're not stable. So I don't know how I made it through school, but I did, man. I made it, and I will try to go when I can. And by the grace of God, I was always able to pass. I was always smart, but it was just, you go home and you don't know where you're sleeping sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And then you got to run to your grandmother's house 2, 3 in the morning. And then some days you go look for your mother. She's out. You can't find her. It was weird, man.
Damn.
So I'm going from elementary school, and we living on Lower East Side and Avenue B, which was flooded with heroin and drugs back then. Avenue B and 2nd Street and Lower East Side in Manhattan. Back then in the 70s and going to the 80s, it was just heroin everywhere. And so as a kid, it was always trauma. I went from this school to School 9 in Yonkers. I was always around, but I was able through all of this to make it all the way through that. In junior high school I made it through there. Had good friends, developed good friends in junior high school. That was probably the most exciting school I've ever been in. The Wayans Brothers used to go to our school. Yeah. Oh, Henry's on 17th Street. And by Fulton Projects. Yeah, they used to be really...
The first famous name drop, ladies and gentlemen, the Wayans Brothers. The first name drop right there,
but they might not like me because...
Just pay attention.
The younger one, Wayans, I used to smack him in the back of his head because he thought he wasn't funny then. He used to do a lot of funny shit. My man was just talking. My man Will that rode with him back. I used to smack the shit out that dude a lot. But my man, because he did not a bullying, he used to do a lot of crazy shit. Like it wasn't funny. And I didn't like people doing things around me. I used to have triggers at an early age. I was like an old man. You know what I'm saying? Yo, don't move. Yo, it's crazy. Like everybody's, Ski, man, you moving like you went to the army or something. Like I was always, I've been fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like since the day I came out of my mother's womb, I was denied. You know what I'm saying? So it was something else, man. Like
you didn't do sports?
Yeah, actually, I was great in sports. I played basketball. You know what I'm saying? I was nice in that. Football, I was nice. I was fast. I ran track in Yonkers. I won medals. Like I did all that. Boxing was my thing. I get busy in the streets. Yeah, I was busy, man, good with my hands in the streets. And then I just went to boxing, but I could never, when I was getting serious about it, because I moved around, I never had a study. When things were ever going right, it was always on to the next man or the new house. Yeah. It was always that. And then when it didn't work out, I'll just run to my grandmother's or go to Yonkers. You feel what I'm saying? So I never, as a kid, you're dealing 6, 7 years old, trying to figure things out. And it was, I just didn't, never had, I had all the athletic ability to be an athlete. Like I was a dog. Like my man played football, the way I work out. Trey said, nigga, you should have been playing. I'm supposed to have been an athlete. I had the skill set to do everything, and I got the dog mentality, but I just did. My mindset was to be a different type of dog with survival. So I just only knew, the stability didn't help me, but I always knew I could be around the best or play with the best.
So you mentioned that things started kind of stabilizing around 13. How did you get to that point?
Well, leading all up to that, my aunt used to sell drugs, and she used to be on drugs. 123 Ludlow Street. That's 3 blocks down from Allen Street. Everybody know Lower East Side Ludlow. It's like down from Cats. And my aunt was one of my favorite aunts, and I saw her go from being the most beautiful Puerto Rican woman to meeting the wrong man and getting on drugs. They all kind of did. All the Ortiz's family, my mother, all of them, they met the wrong guys. And so long story short, I had told everybody on the block, please don't sell to my aunt, because I just guess, not to trying to save her life, because I just seen her deteriorating. So a Colombian family moved on to Ludlow Street, and a new drug dealer started selling. Now, everybody knew my family. We was all cool. And I had told this drug dealer, not knowing he was a Colombian, and you know how the Colombians are. I don't know. I'm a kid. You know what I'm saying? And I told him, listen, man, don't sell drugs to my aunt. You know what I'm saying? I don't know you. You on the block. Y'all just moved. Man, he looked at me like he didn't care. And I was like, nah, you don't understand. So when I found out that he sold drugs and my aunt was selling, me and my people went up there and robbed them. We robbed them, tied them up, all that. This is like 12 going on 13. I'm 13, 12. Yeah, I had my crew.
Wait, so you laying hands on folk at 13?
Yeah, no, 12. So it was 7 of us, and I
gangster, ladies and gentlemen. Gangster.
Yeah. But the crazy part, I could always strategize, even as a kid. Like something about my brain, how it works, and it will move forward. I can always see faster than everybody else. That makes sense. So they grown men, but I never had that. So my crew went up there, we robbed them, we took all the money in the house, everything, and then we broke out. And what I did, we took the drugs and the money. I took the drugs, and I said, we went to the FDR Drive, which is down from Ludlow, and I said, let's throw all these drugs, because in my mind, I'm thinking, I done killed all their supply, now they can't give drugs to my aunt. You see what I'm saying? My mind is not understanding that I could have get murdered. These are Colombians. I don't know nothing about it. I know that I told you not to sell, so they laughed at me like they wasn't taking me serious. You feel me? Long story short, I end up taking the money I had and running to Yonkers for the whole summer and splurging to everybody and taking everybody with sneakers, just being a kid. And I come back, the whole summer I'm up there, I come back, I'm broke because they done went in my pocket up there. I went up there in my Adidas suit, my Kango hat, you know, I'm showing out, you know, I'm having fun. I don't know, you know, I'm in Yonkers. Now, remember, my crew, they still downtown. I left to YO, that's in the Bronx. So Lower East Side, I gotta be an hour and a half away, you know? So the whole summer I'm up there, I come back, I ain't seen my mom in about 2 years, like 2 years. She'll come and go. She actually, when I came back, I walked in the house, my mother was sitting there with my then stepfather, Eddie, the best man that ever came in my life or my mother's life. And the cops were looking for me because what happened was the dealers couldn't find me. They were attacking everybody else. But because I was in Yonkers and everybody still lived down there, they got to them. But I was having fun in Yonkers, not knowing all this chaos was going there. Man. So when he couldn't find me, the dude filed a report. A drug dealer, check this shit out. A drug dealer files a report that I robbed him because he wanted the cops to find me. So yeah, this shit was crazy. So I got back, and my mother's there. My grandmother, you know, and it's funny how I never forgot these words. My mother said, soon as she ain't seen me in 2 years because she in and out drugs. She said, first word she said to me was, "You still got some of that money?" I said, "Oh shit." I said, "I ain't got shit." You know, I was pissed. And then my stepfather at the time, he was a regular decent guy, worked at the post office, my father. My mother finally found a man that, man, I miss that man, you know, was loved my mother unconditionally. Mm-hmm. Good man, you understand? And he looked at me, he said, man, man, I miss Eddie Belcher, man. And from there, Eddie had to get me a judge, and he found out everything, and he had to find me a lawyer and all of that because my family didn't have no money, and he took care of all of that. We end up walking into the court. They arrested me to take me downstairs and then bring me up in the same, you know, when they have the court date the same day. Mm-hmm. So they took me down and they brought me up. So my mouth, man, I'm sitting there and people in the court, the dudes that pressed the charges, they got their people in the court from the street. They found me. They didn't find me. I gave myself in. So I pictured, I said, wait a minute. What's going on? So they thought I was just going to sit there and be quiet. You know, like, oh, okay, I'm scared. But I figured, I said, wait a minute. He used the cops to get. So I got up and started talking. I said, Judge, can I say something? That's a motherfucking drug dealer right there. I did steal the money and the drugs. I'm going off. Everybody, wait. I said, listen, Honor, I did go in his house. That's a drug dealer. I took the money. Did he tell you about the drugs I took too?
No,
so I'm in there. I peep what he's trying to do. Mm-hmm. You feel me? Man, that judge calling everybody up. Look, I know it was God. I didn't know then. Man, that judge said, listen, check the records. Listen, I'm talking like I'm a lawyer. Mm-hmm. This is young. I peeped it. Long story short, I was out of there. Judge wanted records. You know how they start asking? Matter of fact, that shit got him off the block. I didn't even know what I did. I could have got murdered. You feel me?
Dang, so you didn't pull the testimony in court.
Cause I peeped what he was. Cause I'm one. I've been like this since a kid, bro. Everybody tell you, I don't keep my mouth shut for nobody. My mom's. I don't give a shit if you a billionaire, Donald Trump. If something's off, I'm saying it. That's who I am. I believe everybody's the same. I don't care who you think you are. I'm treating you the same as I treat a man that's working at a bus station or over here. That's not even in me like that. So you don't follow the street code of no snitching? No. Oh, man, listen. He was trying to get me. I know the setup. He snitched. He called the cops. Oh. And, to be honest with you, we gonna do that. So you coming with me too. You feel me?
Exactly.
So but he tried it because he couldn't find me because I was in YO. I was in Yonkers. You feel me? Mm-hmm. Not knowing God moved me that way because I'm just having fun and had me throwing money out. Get my cousin to tell you to this day, Pumas. I'm out there and I'm broke by the summer because all your cousins put it all in your pocket robbing you while you're sleeping. You know what I'm saying? I had $13,000. You know how much money that is?
Damn.
At freaking 13.
$13,000.
Matter of fact, 14. I had 14,000. Man, that shit went like water. They robbed my family. No matter I gave it, I didn't care because I was happy to be given. You feel me? But that's what happened with that. And that's when I got back, he cleared it and he told me, he said, Ski, I'm gonna marry your mother And I didn't know what the hell that was. And you're going to move to Queens. So can you do me a favor, right? He says, I can't believe you battling drug dealers. Like, it messed him up because he's a regular dude. You 13. But I'm going to move you to Jamaica, Queens, Rochdale. Can you do me a favor? Can you please, you can be a kid, you can do whatever you want. I didn't believe nothing because this was just a man, you know what I'm saying? But leading up to that, when I moved to Queens, Rochdale, 112, Building 12, 130-22, 130th Avenue. I put it there. I give you the name. You know, Jamaica, Bedell Street over there. I live right there, Building 12. And which was outside of Guy Broad, always around shit. That's where 50 Cent and them roamed. It's weird. You see how this shit just be all, you know, I'm thinking I'm leaving one area is another area. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know all that.
Another name drop, ladies and gentlemen. That is the second name drop.
I didn't know. Nah, but the thing is, all my people, what I do and what I used to do when I was, you know, that was, I decided to be a kid. Like I was able. When I'm gonna tell you, the first week I got moved to Queens, my mom's left again. She broke out. Like this dude didn't know me. So when she left, he's like, yo, is your mother coming back? I was like, man, she do this shit all the time. Let me start heading back to Manhattan because I don't know Queens, you know what I'm saying? But he was like, nah, this is your home. I never heard that. You get what I'm saying? Like, that hit me like to this day. He was like, "No, Skeeto, this is gonna be your home. We're gonna get mommy straight. You know what I'm saying?" And I was like, "What?" He said, "You get ready for school, man." He bought me school clothes, all that shit. I'm like, "What?" You know what I'm saying? Like, this man was like, "This is your home. You're gonna have a home. You're gonna have a." He said, "Just do me a favor, get in no trouble, don't do nothing." Like he said, nobody knows who you are, what you done out there, you know what I'm saying, leading up to this. You could have a whole new life. And I was able to have a life in Queens, you know what I'm saying, until it got a little dark later. But that was the man, Eddie Belcher, who gave me life, that God brought in my mother's life to say, this is your home.
As you can see, I was raised in the streets.